Hey there, welcome back repeaters. It's good to see you again. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Steve, and here on my channel Draw, Paint, Repeat, I do art tutorials where I talk you through my techniques in painting and drawing. So welcome to my studio. This is where I work and make my living through my art. Mostly today's video is going to be a light pad review, but I'm also going to be starting to work on a commission that I received. And I'm going to show you how I tackle it using this light pad. So this will be a two-part video. In this part, I'm going to take the approved sketch that I did for my clients, get it onto my toned drawing paper. In the second part, which I'll be posting in my next video, I'll be working at my easel, showing you how I did the final drawing until it's done and framed. But first, we have to get it onto the paper, and that's where my light box comes into play. What? I use a light box? You bet I do. Calm down, calm down. So do a lot of us artists. I hear you out there. Yes, you, mumbling under your breath. What do you need a light box for anyways? Well, not so fast. Whether you're a fine artist, an illustrator, a tattoo artist, or just someone who wants to make their art life easier, it's a real time saver. And the saying, time is money, it ain't just a saying. It's a fact, Jack. So, this is my light box. Move this out of the way. Yes, this is my light box. Her name is Big Betty. Now, Betty's really special to me because we go way back. Oh, okay, very funny. But we do. My pop made this for me back when I was in high school to help me with my art projects. And we've been together ever since. We've been through art school, my freelance illustration days, right up to my present day fine art. But I am sorry to say that Betty, well, she hasn't aged all that well. I mean, look at her. She's heavy. You take her top off, and she's got 4 old-style fluorescent tubes. Sometimes the tubes burn out, and sometimes these funky little things inside here called ballasts, well, they go bad, and they need to be replaced because you can't use her until they are. And usually they go bad at the worst times, like
when you're under a tight deadline and it's due in the morning and it's 2 a.m. and there are no stores open.
That's if you can even find them anymore.
So I always kept extras on hand, which I never could find because I put them in someplace safe where I would be sure to be able to find them. So I got in touch with Huion. I'm okay. Okay. So, like I said, I got in touch with Huion, who I did the review of their drawing tablet. The link is up there if you want to see that one. And I asked them if they would send me this baby. And they did. Here it is. Look at this sexy thing. She's all thin and sleek and light. This is the A3 size, which means the actual lit area is about 17 by 12 inches. Going to the Amazon page, this is the Huion A3 Thin Light Box LED Pad Light Tracer for art, craft, tracing, animation, drawing, sketching, calligraph. I think they meant calligraphy, but who knows? Maybe there's calligraphs out there who are going to write to me and tell me they exist. I'm going to get started into my drawing using the light pad that they sent and talk about the drawing and also talk about what I like and dislike about my new light pad, Angie. Yeah, I give my light boxes names. Is that weird? I didn't think so. For this drawing, I was commissioned to depict a cowboy rancher friend who wears baseball caps instead of cowboy hats. Not that unusual these days. And needed to show his connection with his favorite horse named Norm and his dog named Bogey. They're really a trio. The challenge was to come up with a composite drawing that was roughly 22 by 16 inches. And I was given this photo of Mike, the man I'm drawing, in the profile, and decided that would be the largest image in this composite. Then I added Norm on the right side, and then all three of them, Norm, Mike, and Bogey, along the bottom. Now I got this reference by scheduling and doing a photo shoot one day. I merged them all together so that they worked seamlessly. So this is the original sketch that I did to show them what I was thinking and get their approval. They were happy with it, and since it had taken me such a ridiculously long time to get the drawing going from when they commissioned me, to prove to them I was going to do it, I gave them the original to keep hold of until I got the large one done. Plus, it helped me to relieve some of my guilt. I scanned the rough sketch into Photoshop and printed it out to the final size of the drawing at 22 by 16 inches. Now I don't have a printer that prints that big, so I took and I spliced together two prints, and then I placed it on the drawing tablet and placed it underneath the Strathmore Tone Tan paper that I like so much. I'll put a link down in the description for you. And then I started drawing using the original sketch as my guide. If I had gridded it or just drawn it out again, I'd be doing the same work twice. And the saying, time is money, well, all comes back to that. Anywho, I won't keep you guessing about whether I like this light pad or not. I love it. In fact, I love it so much that I went out immediately and bought a smaller L4S pad to be able to take with me when I'm on the road. I've had to do illustrations for clients when I'm traveling, but there are a couple of things that keep these from being the perfect light pad for me. So stick around to the end to hear what those problems are. It's crazy thin. The larger size is just over 1/4 of an inch in thickness, and the smaller size is under 1/4 of an inch for thickness. The light pad is bright enough to see through even watercolor paper. In fact, it's how I get a lot of my drawings down for my watercolors, like this little sketch here. It just makes the whole process a lot faster and less stressful. So, it's super simple to use. You plug it in, you touch the button up here on the side to turn it on, and the longer you touch the button, the brighter the pad gets until it burns your eyeballs out and you have to run screaming to your doctor. Okay, that last part is a drastic exaggeration. In fact, they say their LED has eyesight protected technology that protects your eyes from eye strain, which I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty cool. And as long as you leave the pad plugged in, it'll remember your light settings for the next time that you turn it on. Nice. So inside the box, you of course get the light pad, the power cord, the user manual, which comes in a lot of different languages. So if you want to brush up on your Italian or your French or your German, you can. And it comes with this handy dandy tracing paper clip to keep your paper in place if registration is important to you. You know, like if you're doing animation. It also has printed measurements along the lighted area. So back to the drawing. First I do the outlines and a small part of the shading as I go along, knowing that I'm going to refine the part that will come when I get the transfer done and up on the easel to do the balancing of the values and refining and grunging. Basically, when it's on the easel, that's where I make it look good. This part is just getting it ready for the next step. But it's very important to do the drawing as accurately as possible now. So take your time. Don't just tell yourself that you're going to fix it later. If you see something's off on your drawing, fix it now. You'll be glad you did. Well, this is just about ready to go to the easel and start on the finished drawing. Like I said, all in all, this is an awesome tool that you might want to have in your arsenal. I'll be keeping Big Betty, partly because she has sentimental value. Thank you, Pop, for building this for me. Love ya. And partly because she's still bigger than most affordable light pads out there. Her lit area is 20 by 24 inches, so pretty good size. Now, I promised to tell you the two things where this light pad falls short for me. The first, which isn't too much of a problem since I don't use them, are the measurement units that are printed on the light pad surface. They're in centimeters. And since I live here in the States, where we use inches, they don't really help me. But like I said, I don't use them, so no harm, no foul. But if you like to be able to have your measurement units on your light pads, just be aware. Huion, I would love it if you could give us the choice of ordering centimeters or inches printed on the pad. That would make this pad nearly perfect. And it would probably give you a leg up on your competition. But the bigger issue for me won't affect most of you because the problem is for us lefties. Yes, another left-handed issue, even on a light pad. See, the touch button is up here in the upper left. Now, if you're a right-handed person, it's way up out of the way. You touch it, turn it on, and forget about it. But for us lefties, I can't tell you how often I'll be drawing away and my hand will brush against the switch and the pad will turn off. No biggie, right? You just turn it back on again until the next time you brush across it and off it goes. Over and over and over. Seriously? Huion, if you could please put this on-off switch on the back of the pad, or you can leave it on the front, but make it a slightly depressed area, so you'd actually have to push into that depression to turn it off and on. Now I know it's going to add to the cost of the tablet, but right now, at the time I'm doing this review, which is November of 2019, the larger A3 size is only 60 US bucks, and the smaller L4S size pad is only 36 bucks. So it probably would not be a deal killer for most people. Well, that's my review. I hope it helped you. All in all, I love this pad. It's extremely light, comes in multiple sizes, it's inexpensive, and they offer wireless models if you don't feel that you want to deal with plugs and cords. It throws almost no heat, which is so much better than my Big Betty down there. And I've added links down in the description to the Huion website. I don't make any commission on this if you use them, but they seem to be an honorable company that cares about the quality of their products and the happiness of their customers. So in my next video, I'll finish the drawing I started today. Let me know down in the comments section if or how you use these light pads, or if you never would. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts about why not. I love using these pads for a lot of different purposes, but especially if I'm doing my cartoons for my greeting cards, I will do a rough sketch and I will put it on the pad. I'll put another sheet of paper over the top of it. I'll do the tighter drawing on the top, move things around, put that drawing underneath and slip sheet another piece on top of it, and on until I get exactly what I want and we're ready to go. It just saves a lot of time and energy. So, all right, well, that's about it. If you want to help me and my channel out, hit the like button. It really does help the channel. You can share the video and, of course, subscribe. If you subscribe, hit that bell thingy and get notified when I upload my next steaming mess of art goodness. So, until then, until the next video, I'll see you down the road.